What's up, guys? Back out at the range today, and I've got the Expo Arms build that I previously showed y'all in a couple of other videos. Today I've actually got time to try to get this thing zeroed. You already did the little function test video, so I want to see what kind of accuracy I can get out of it. I want to get it zeroed good. I've got Primary Arms Gen 2 Cyclops on there, which y'all know that's one of my favorites. And I'm also going to be trying out at the same time the new Primary Arms Pegasus Micro 3X magnifier. So it works really well with that Cyclops. The Pegasus is the one that has the built-in rangefinder on it. The standard 3X Micro doesn't have the rangefinder, so you can get it with or without. Now, that said, I've also got, bring yours over, bud. Got a buddy of mine with me today, and we actually built him the exact same gun as mine using the Expo Arms parts, barrel, the whole 9 yards. The only difference is it's not an Expo handguard. It's one that I had on hand and gave to him. But we've got an old Primary Arms Micro on there that was one of mine that I'm going to let him temporarily use till he can get him a Cyclops. And this is the Primary Arms SLX 3X magnifier. So this is the SLX 3X. This is the 3X Micro. So we're going to try both of these magnifiers out today. His Expo Arms barrel and my Expo Arms barrel. We're going to see what kind of accuracy we can get out of them, get them zeroed. So just kind of bring you guys along, let y'all see what we got going on with them, and see what we think. Hopefully they work out good. So y'all stand by, we'll get set up and get started, and I'll bring you back in just a minute. Alright guys, so just using some El Cheapo steel cased Red Army Standard. That was the very first 3 shots out of the box with the magnifier and the Cyclops on it, not even touching it. So that's pretty doggone impressive to me for that cheap ammo, and just putting the optic on and not touching it, that's what it did. That was the next group with some of the Hornady 55 grain Frontier 5.56 that I like, and it did really good with that. And interestingly enough, the point of impact between the Red Army 223 and the Frontier 5.56 was very, very similar. So I came 2 clicks right, and then I tried that one with the Frontier, and that's what we're getting. So still, for a new barrel, it's looking good. We're going to put a few more through it, but I think she's dialed in. That's pretty impressive to be able to dial one in with only a couple of rounds of ammo. Get back to you in a minute. Alright guys, I fired one more group using some of the Fiocchi 55 grain that I've got. And 1, 2, and 3. It stacked 2 of them. So I'm not going to touch the adjustment anymore on that zero. And I don't know about y'all, but I'll take that accuracy. What's my rule when it comes to accuracy for my guns? Y'all know what it is. If you're new here, I'll go ahead and fill you in. I'm not looking for quarter MOA laser beams. I want my guns to be minute a man at 100 yards. Based on that accuracy right there at 50 yards, I'm pretty sure that if I apply all my basic fundamentals and I can see the target, I can hit the target. I'm going to say that my sample of 1, when it comes to this Expo Arms barrel upper bolt carrier combo and the Primary Arms Cyclops, is a dang good to go combo. For what you're getting for the money, like I showed y'all in earlier videos, I think it's an absolute steal. So we're going to do 2 other things. I'm going to step back to 100 and put it on steel just so we can make sure that she's still doing right. And then we're going to get my buddy zeroed and see how his does. So we'll have a sample of 2. Alright, y'all hang tight. Alright guys, back at 100. I loaded up some of the Red Army Standard steel case 223, just the cheap stuff. Because if it'll do it with the cheap stuff back here, then it'll run all my good stuff just fine. So 100 yards, we're going to try to tag the steel and see what we can do. Well, it's hitting it every time off the tree. Let's try it standing. That was my bad pulling it on the last shot. Minute a man from 100. I think that works. Let's go get my buddy zeroed and we'll see how his does. Low center. Little low right. Low right. Hold it right there.
Same target?
Yeah, same target. Alright guys, so through my buddies, using the Red Army Standard, this was the first 3 shots without ever touching the optics. Then we made some adjustments. We came up, that was the next 3. Made a few more adjustments, we brought it over, and then we dropped it down, and then we switched over to his good ammo for social purposes. And point of impact obviously was a little different because it's different ammo. So we were over here stacking 3 of them nice and tight. Next 3 we put right there, so we dialed it over just a little bit more, and we feel pretty good. He's in the black now, or red in this case. And we'll put some on a steel, and if it hits a steel, we're going to call it good. Alright guys, as you can see, they both shoot pretty doggone good. Again, I know that's just a sample of 2, obviously, but I think it's a pretty impressive showing. I think these, not only these barrels, but all the Expo parts are a hidden gem, especially for the price that you're getting them at. So I, at this point, highly recommend them if you're looking to do another build. Expo just recently put up on Primary Arms website where they've actually got complete uppers now in different length barrels that they offer. So if you don't want to build one yourself, you can already get it from them already built. I think we showed the barrels are plenty accurate. I failed to mention, so on my buddy's gun when we were zeroing it, we started out with, like I said, the 55 grain Red Army Standard stuff. But the final zero we did was on his good ammo with some 55 grain Law Enforcement Gold Dot, because reasons. And it was making some pretty doggone nice groups. So I think it's safe to say they're more than minute a man. As far as the magnifiers go, I'll probably do a separate video on those. But I can already tell you, going way back in some of my older videos, you'll see where I was using magnifiers way back in the day. I've been using them for a long time, and I think both of these are a step up from what I was using in the past. Not only are they both smaller and lighter weight than the older stuff, but things like this new micro with the built-in rangefinder, it just adds a whole nother dimension, especially if you're using a plain red dot. Something like a Cyclops where you've already got a bit of a rangefinder reticle in there, not so much. But if you're using a simple red dot or even a projected ACS image like on the micro that he's using, adding in the rangefinding capability that this one has adds an extra level to it. What do you think of that one when you were using it as far as being able to shoot with it?
Oh, it's awesome. It's great.
Makes a big difference in what you can do. So anyway, I'll do a separate video on those for you, but suffice to say, this Expo Arms stuff is good to go in my book. Lastly, big huge thanks to Red Army Standard, not Red Army Standard, to Ammo Supply Warehouse for the Red Army Standard ammo. Those guys continue to help me out so I can do stuff like this for you. So big huge thanks to them. If you want some of it, they got a bunch of it on the website. I'll try to put a link down there for you, as always, in the description box. But yeah, definitely check out Ammo Supply Warehouse. I will put links to all the Expo stuff on the blog page. Link to the blog page will be in the description down below because the YouTube overlords don't like links to gun stuff. Is what it is. But we have ways around that. So, anyway, you guys take care as always. Stay safe. Get out and use your stuff. Get out and train and then practice. See you guys later. Now that I'm back inside, guys, I wanted to do a little addendum to the video. So let's get caffeinated real quick. As I mentioned, this is just a sample of two, mine and my buddy's. And I put both of them together. I helped him do his. So both of them were done from the stripped down parts. Stripped upper, stripped lower, barrel, hand guards, whole 9 yards. Way to put everything together. So that all said, I'm going to be real honest. I'm stupidly impressed with these barrels. Not just the barrels, but all the parts from Expo Arms in general. Expo Arms, in my opinion, which is probably only worth about a wooden nickel, is a real sleeper right now. I think once folks discover them, they're going to get real busy real fast. So this is the one that I built, and I'm telling you, the barrels are stupid accurate. We even did a little bit more shooting than what I got on video, and some of the groups that we were getting, depending on the ammo, for example, my buddy's go-to ammo, which is some 55 grain gold dot LE ammo, it was literally stacking 3 shots cloverleafing. I'm not exaggerating. The barrels are capable of awesome accuracy. Just find the load that it likes. Even as you saw with the cheap steel case Red Army Standard ammo. I mean, that was more than acceptable combat accuracy out of the gun, right? Out of both of them. And again, I know it's a sample of 2, but you're getting a 4150 chromoly vanadium barrel that's chrome lined at a really good price, and you can build an entire upper for a price way cheaper than a lot of similar options. I know it's not a big fancy, tier 1 name, but guys, I'm telling you, don't overlook these. If you need an extra upper, if you're putting your first AR together, whatever the case may be, give the Expo Arms stuff a hard look. I'm even loving their handguard. Now, obviously, you can see I've got everything done in OD granulomahide. I'll add a little bit more color palette to it shortly. I just had it this way just to get started and get it zeroed. But this is a great handguard. The bolt carrier group, as I mentioned, it's everything you want in a bolt carrier group. You can't get any better, in my opinion. The barrel's great. The upper's great. It's all really good stuff. Another little thing that a lot of people wouldn't or might not notice and think about, the gas on these guns is perfect. I mean, it's literally perfect. It's not undergassed, it's not overgassed. It has enough gas that we can run the lower pressured steel case 223 ammo reliably, but it's not so overgassed that when we're running, you know, mil-spec 5.56 ammo, that it's just hammering the gun. Even with the mil-spec 5.56 stuff, this sucker is staying really smooth and flat. Now both of us are running an H1 buffer, just so in case anybody was wondering. But even with that H1 buffer, which is my preferred, it just, man, it works with the gas system. And I don't even know what size they've got the gas port at. I didn't think to check before I put everything together. But it's smooth. It's really, really smooth. I've had overgassed ARs before, and this thing, it almost feels like you've got a breaker or compensator on there with just a simple extended A2 flash suppressor. So kudos to Expo. Whatever they're doing, keep doing it. Keep doing what you're doing. I'll be honest, I don't really want or need any more ARs, but I'm inclined to possibly get a couple more from them to try out, just to see if the streak continues, because I do have a couple more things that I do need some uppers to finish out. So you might be seeing more from me, but as of now, Expo Arms is freaking good to go in my book. And when you combine Expo Arms with something like a Primary Arms Cyclops, or even the new 3X Prism, man, you've got a killer deal. It for a killer price. I'm not over exaggerating. So again, I'm loving it. I wish I would have found out about them sooner. Doesn't mean I don't like my other stuff. Doesn't mean it's replacing any of my other stuff. This is just another viable option, and it gives me just that. Options, right? Gives you options. So, y'all check them out. As always, take care, stay safe. See you later.